Hey guys, welcome back to the first film and of 2020 and the first episode of season 2.
Happy New Year. Happy season 2.
One of the first things I noticed while listening to this episode, at least by the time you get to the end of it, I guess, is that we're now a half hour.
30 minutes.
So that allows us to do a lot more things and be more open and go a little more analysis. And
Yes,
I can't
sir.
talk today, apparently. 4 hours of sleep will do that to somebody. But anyway, welcome to Film And. New half hour, new year, new decade, new us.
Very
Same
exciting.
show, but longer show and more fun show.
Exactly.
And obviously, since it's a new year, that means the Academy Award nominations for 2020 have come out.
Absolutely. And we thought it would be very fitting if we started our first episode by talking about the nominations. They came out Monday at 8 a.m. We've had some time to think about them, so we're going to go down the categories and just give our thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, so Dan, let's start off with, since the first one on the Oscars website.
Yep.
Performance by an actor in a leading role. The nominees are Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes.
All right.
I mean, what stands out to me is the fact that Jonathan Pryce got the nom. A lot of people didn't think he was going to.
I think it's deserving, considering what I've heard about the role.
Yeah, I've yet to see Two Popes. I almost said New Popes.
The New Popes.
I have not seen Two Popes. I have had people recommend it to me, and now that he obviously, both him and we'll get to a little later, Anthony Hopkins got the nomination.
Yep.
I have to check that out just for a pure sake of, like, you know,
Anthony Hopkins.
non-biased, like, thinking. And same thing with Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory.
That's such an interesting pick for me,
Yeah.
honestly.
I know he was in the conversation for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, since that movie opened, I'm going to say the wrong festival, I know it, but I think Venice. I think it opened to Venice with Joker. He's been in the conversation at the
what
same
was that,
time.
September, October?
September, October, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
I mean, we'll just go straight into it because these are all pretty common choices with the exception of Price.
yeah, pretty much.
We'll talk really. I don't think there's any like real snubs in the category. I mean, I would have liked to have seen like Adam Sandler or somebody, but there's
yeah,
no one really
absolutely.
that like I feel like was snubbed, and like other categories we will get to, which I have kind of heated opinions about. Yeah, as far as actor goes, I would have liked Pattinson for Lighthouse or Adam Sandler, but
Same
none of
here
them
for
really
both
got
of
as
those,
much
actually.
buzz.
Yeah.
So it's like to be expected.
I think it's kind of easy to see that, though, because they were kind of muted releases, quieter releases when you consider it.
They were.
You know, it wasn't. It was more about the film than it was, let's get these guys an award, you know?
Yeah.
Even though their performances, you know, I think were worthy of that.
Exactly.
so.
Yeah, I still think Pattinson is right now the second or third best performance of the year. Behind, we'll transition to that naturally.
Yeah.
Behind my hope, wins the award is Adam Driver.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be his award to win, though I think it's Joaquin's year for. What do you think, Dan?
I mean, honestly, I really could see any of these. I could see Price winning it.
That'd be crazy.
I would be, but I could see, I could
Yeah.
see that. Just, I feel like he has the most experience out of all these.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about career Oscar, you can talk about Joaquin Phoenix. And
Yeah.
I feel like I just don't want him to win for this.
No, it's
also
not one of his better performances.
Yeah, you want to consider like what's next for him.
Exactly.
Because
yeah.
you never. That's the philosophy behind career Oscars. You don't know what's next
Exactly,
for that
yeah.
actor. I mean, like Leo got one, Revenant.
For The Revenant,
I think he was
which
a
is
bit more
another
deserving.
career-
It
that's
was
a
not his
career Oscar,
best,
too.
but it's for sure a career Oscar.
We could talk about the 2015 Oscars a lot too.
We could.
Probably should.
But no, I think I would like to see Adam Driver win it, just personally, because he's one of my favorite working actors today. I also think it might be Joaquin Phoenix.
I think it's
Which
Phoenix's year.
I don't know how I don't like that pick, but I'm just gonna keep just hoping for Driver.
Going down the next one, supporting role for an
Yep.
actor, we have Tom Hanks in Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes, Al Pacino for The Irishman, Joe Pesci for The Irishman, and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. No real surprises here, except for obviously Anthony Hopkins.
Yep.
Not really a snub, because obviously it wasn't getting as much buzz, but I would have liked to see Willem Dafoe in here for Lighthouse as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But-
I mean, look at that. You look at what the Lighthouse is getting recognized for.
Yeah.
Cinematography.
Yeah, which we'll get to that too.
I
but-
think the Academy is very particular about those kind of movies. Movies that may have a lot of attributes, both in acting, in directing, cinematography, editing,
Yeah.
all these things. And they pick the one that's the strongest and just give it the recognition instead of letting it bleed into other categories.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, Lighthouse, at least you got one for cinematography. Like, I can understand that philosophy.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with it, but I can understand it.
So, Dan, I mean, basically who will and should win is Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This award has been his since that movie came out, I feel like.
You really think?
I think so.
I honestly prefer, I think that's the thing for supporting actor. This is actually a very contentious category for me in my head, because I could see any of these people taking it away, and I wouldn't be too mad about any of these people taking it home. Brad Pitt is my personal choice because I just really liked his character, but I also would be completely okay with seeing Anthony Hopkins or Joe Pesci take it, because I think Pesci was my favorite performance in Irishman, and Anthony Hopkins is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
you know, but Brad Pitt, absolutely. You know, I mean, I was kind of bummed out when he didn't get recognized for Ad Astra either.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he had a great year. And I feel like the Academy could have been like, oh,
Like
which
I
one
said,
do we
with,
give it
like,
to?
Joaquin, and like I'll say in picture and director.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a year where there's a lot of people who are just getting their year. I think it's Joaquin's year. I think it's his year. I
Yeah.
think he's an actor that's been like proven to be great for a really long time, and this is his career Oscar. So I feel better about that career Oscar because I feel like Brad Pitt is better than the other people in the category.
Yeah,
But I still think it does also fit that, you know, category of a career Oscar.
exactly. And honestly, Brad Pitt, for me, is my favorite part of Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
He was one of the most lighthearted and enjoyable performances of the year. And I'm fine with the Academy awarding that. That is all good for me.
Awesome. So let's move on to Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role. We have Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger in Judy.
Good category.
It's a very good category. The only surprise is Cynthia Erivo, which
Yeah.
I thought that was going to go to Awkwafina based on Golden Globes wins. Well, win, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised. Also, no love for The Farewell at all.
Yeah,
Which
I
we'll
saw
talk about in
that. That
supporting
was
as well.
that was rough.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
as did I.
You know.
So, I mean, there's not really much to say. There's a lot of expected other than Cynthia. Who is going to win is Renee Zellweger for Judy.
Yeah.
Who I would like to see win is either Saoirse or, actually, just Saoirse. I'd rather see Saoirse win it.
I feel like Scarlett Johansson could win it if Adam Driver doesn't.
I think
You know,
if anyone's
I
going
can't see them both. I can't see both of them winning it
no,
for some
if
reason.
anyone's going to pull an upset, it would be Scarlett. I do think it's Renee Zellweger's year. Same thing with Brad. No one has ever doubted the fact that she's going to get this Oscar since Judy came out. She's been at the top of like everyone's list.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to stay that way. I've yet to see Judy. I'm going to be doing that relatively soon. Before
Same
the
here.
9th, before the Academy
Yeah,
Awards.
before
So,
the Oscars, you know.
yeah. Okay. So anything really to say about that, Dan?
I mean, for me, honestly, again, I've seen 3 out of 5. Bombshell, Little Women, Marriage Story, and I liked all those performances. It might be because it's the most recent, fresh in my mind, but Charlize Theron in Bombshell is really good, really impressive. Just kind of a powerful character for her to play. In Megyn Kelly, I don't know. I'm just impressed by that. But I honestly would be fine with seeing any of these go. Maybe I'd probably go Charlize Theron, then Saoirse Ronan, then Scarlett, and then depends on the other two, which I'd like to see before the Oscars. But yeah,
So the category that's kind of the most contentious for me, Dan, is Best Supporting Actress.
yep,
And the nominees for that are Kathy Bates and Rachel Jewell, Laura Dern in Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh in Little Women, and Margot Robbie in Bombshell. For me, there's a couple surprises in here, mainly Kathy Bates and Scarlett Johansson.
yeah,
While both are very good performances, I kind of feel like one of them took a spot away from Jennifer Lopez in Hustlers, which I do believe is a more deserving spot.
yeah. Again, where's the love?
Where's
for
the love for
J-Lo?
J-Lo? Exactly.
Yeah, I feel less good about the supporting actress than the lead actress nominations here, mostly because I look at some of the other roles that some of these other actresses played. It's a bit of a shame they didn't get nominated for other stuff. Like, you look at Laura Dern, you look at Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh, they all have had big years. They've been in multiple big movies.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting that their performances when they are in a supporting actress role is what gets mentioned instead of some of their other stuff.
Yeah. Even if Jennifer Lopez was there, I would still give it to Florence.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like that was definitely a snub. And I mean, like going like I was just saying, will win is Laura Dern, who definitely should as Florence.
Yeah.
Yes, we're agreement on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. And another, like, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit.
It's such a weird choice.
Great
You know who
performance,
should be
but
there
a
instead
weird
of her?
choice. Who?
Thomasin McKenzie for JoJo.
Yeah, I agree. That was, when we've been crafting the Andes, our own award show, and Thomasin McKenzie was very much in the discussion
Yes, because that's
for our own nominations.
like with Florence. That's one of the best like performances of the year.
Yeah.
So yes, she's definitely consideration. You will check us out next week for the Andes, and you'll
Yes.
get our nominations for the award show that matters.
Absolutely.
The Andes. The one of the only radio award shows.
Yes.
Okay, so Dan, let's move on to Best Animated Feature Film.
Yep.
With How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4.
I saw 2 of these.
I have seen one of them. I have seen Toy Story 4.
I've seen Toy Story 4 and How to Train Your Dragon. In my opinion, How to Train Your Dragon was great. Still the third best of the trilogy. Toy Story 4 was if this is the end of the whole saga of Woody and Buzz and the crew, I would not be against that whatsoever.
It probably should be.
I hope it is because
But-
it's a very strong note to end on, and I'm not against them winning it for
Yeah,
this.
it's going to be,
honestly.
I predict it's going to be Toy Story 4 or Missing Link.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 is interesting because Disney did not get Frozen on this list,
Mm-hmm.
which they've been going behind that and Toy Story very heavily in animation, which is
Oh,
why
yeah.
they have been going for Lion King animation instead of doing VFX.
Yeah.
But Missing Link did win
Picking
the
your
Globe,
battles.
which usually like the Globes aren't a huge indication, but that was a
Yeah.
big surprise and may end up pushing Missing Link towards the win.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Well, we'll see. So, what should and will win? I'm going to go with Toy Story 4.
Same.
Okay, cinematography nominations. We have The Irishman, Rodrigo Prieto, Joker, Lawrence Sher, The Lighthouse, Jaron Blaschke, 1917, Roger Deakins, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Robert Richardson. Like we mentioned earlier, the big one on this list for me is The Lighthouse.
Yep.
I was very happy to see they get some recognition.
Is that the one nomination it
Yes,
has?
it's the one Lighthouse
It's
nomination.
the one Lighthouse nomination. Personally, I find it. I have a very big inner struggle here because Jaron Blaschke's cinematography, which is absolutely stellar, working with really old lenses and cameras and technology to create this movie, is just downright impressive.
Yeah.
It's an amazing callback to like the origins of film. And I pretty much, that was a lock for me until I saw 1917 last week.
Yeah.
And Roger Deakins, who has just had such an amazing career, is just illustrious. I can't help but feel like this is just another notch in his very talented belt
Yes.
of cinematography. So I am a dead tie on Lighthouse in 1917.
Well, that's
for
the interesting
who I want
thing.
to win.
Until I saw 1917 as well, it was Jaron Blaschke who was like the Lighthouse, the best cinematographer of the year by a country mile. Mm-hmm. But 1917, Roger Deakins and Sam Mendes did something extraordinary with that film, to the point where there's a couple sequences towards the end where I just did not know how they could possibly pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a spoiler to say the sequence with the burning church. It's just
Yes.
insane.
It really is.
So, I mean, what will and should win, it's going to be 1917.
Yeah.
Roger Deakins should win this award.
And it's deserving.
If for some weird, odd occurrence The Lighthouse does win, I will not be upset.
Me
But
neither.
I think Roger Deakins deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay, we're actually going to take a break, Dan.
Not
so
moving
we'll catch
on.
you guys
Not moving on.
we'll catch you guys soon after this short PSA break.
Being around too much loud noise like a leaf blower or rock concert can cause permanent hearing loss. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. Hearing loss is the third most common chronic health condition in the U.S. Almost twice as many people report hearing loss as diabetes or cancer. The louder a sound is, and the longer you're exposed to it, the more likely it will damage your hearing. Repeated exposure to noise can cause stress, anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, heart disease, and many other problems. Hearing loss from loud noise at home and in the community can be prevented. Avoid noisy places. Use earplugs, protective earmuffs, or noise-canceling headphones when near loud noises. Keep the volume down when watching TV or listening to music and using earbuds or headphones. Get your hearing checked and ask your healthcare provider how to protect your hearing from noise. To learn more, visit cdc.gov/vital signs.
So, hey guys, welcome back. We're going to start right back off with achievement in costume design. And the nominees are The Irishman, Sandy Powell and Christopher Peterson, Jojo Rabbit, Maya C. Rubo, sorry if I said your name wrong, Joker, Mark Bridges, Jacqueline Duran, Little Women, and Arian Phillips, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So no real surprises here. I guess JoJo would be the biggest one.
Yeah, but a deserving one.
Deserving one for sure. I love the costumes in JoJo.
Costume design is pretty good. I mean, just look at Sam Rockwell.
Exactly.
Killing it as
his battle uniform.
His gay Nazi battle uniform.
Yeah, no, we adore. Well, once again, talk about the Andes. We'll talk about Sam Rockwell some more. But yes, the costumes that are very great, and I think that's part of Taika's sensibility too. Him working closely with the costume designer to make something truly amazing.
And I think that's just been seen in his previous movies.
Exactly.
I mean, Ragnarok, a very visual movie, a very costume heavy movie, and then just considering What We Do in the Shadows, even something a bit more stripped down, but attention to detail, which I think is like kind of Taika's strong suit.
Yeah. Despite all the praise for Joker, I'm really hoping this is Little Women's year. This year could only be Little Women's year, but I hope Jacqueline Duran gets her Little Women. The costumes that are amazing. And if you watch, I believe it is the Vanity Fair series they do of these, where it's directors watching a clip and talking about it. She talks about the costume designer, like each had the girls had individual color, but Marmee has mixtures of every single one.
Yes.
She wears every single color.
Yeah, I really
and also,
liked that.
like, Joe and Lori will share rings and they'll share vests, like little tiny things like that, like connecting it. I think it's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Like little details like that, I think Little Women deserves it. So I'm going to go will and should Little Women. I could very easily see Once Upon a Time getting it as well, though.
Yeah, I also could. I think just all the hype that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has gotten, not only in many film circles this past award season, but just in the mainstream as well. I can see that being a really popular pick. But I feel like I got to go dead tie on Little Women and Jojo Rabbit, just because when I talk about, like, not just enjoy the most, but also deserving.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the attention to detail and like how things connect with the story in Little Women is impressive. And Jojo Rabbit is also just as impressive.
Yeah.
For, again, the attention to detail and how that informs the audience of the story.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Like how Taika said about the costumes, usually people think about World War II in Germany, like very drab, like grays.
Yeah.
But they did have a lot of like really like bright, like weird, eccentric colors.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going down to another category. I feel like there is some contention for me, which is directing.
Best director.
Which is Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
So some heavy
hitters. Minus
Todd Phillips.
Minus Todd Phillips.
Minus Todd Phillips.
Exactly.
I can't get on board with that pick.
I can't,
honestly,
especially because he's there at the expense of Noah Baumbach or Greta Gerwig.
Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig,
which is insane.
If I had to choose, I'd probably go Noah Baumbach.
I'd go Greta.
Really?
I go Greta.
I really liked the directing choices Baumbach had. In a way, like, I haven't seen him make those choices before, really.
No. This is going to be a controversial one, and I'm sorry, friends, for the Scorsese fans out there, because I'm also one. But you get him and Todd Phillips off, and you put Baumbach and Greta there.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. I'm aware, but yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think those two probably deserve it more than Phillips and Scorsese, at least this specific year. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy. But speaking of who will and should win, I think this is Tarantino's year. I think Once Upon a Time's going to get directing.
I think, just in case, I think that is the will win for me. Because if you consider what he's been saying, he has one movie left in him.
Exactly,
and Hollywood doesn't want to take a chance on that being too much of a personal and eccentric final statement. So they know this is the one if they're going to give him
I mean,
one.
even just like brain power stuff, I will be flabbergasted if he doesn't end his career with the Best Director Oscar.
Yeah.
That'd be like...
Film history, like 20 years, well, like, let's say let's say like 100 years from now, will be like super, super like future. It's
Yeah.
like,
Quentin Tarantino never won an Academy Award for Best Director.
What? Yeah. Can you believe that?
I'd say the same thing about Scorsese for Irishman, if that he hadn't won for The Departed.
Yeah.
But also, while I think Quentin will win, I personally would give it to Bong Joon-ho or Sam Mendes.
I would
That's
give it
me.
to Sam Mendes.
That's me.
Sam Mendes for me should win.
Should win.
You know.
Okay, so moving on, Dan, we know nothing about Best Documentary, right? We've seen none of these.
I've only seen trailers for Edge of Democracy and American
Well,
Factory.
I will name the nominees, and we'll
Yeah.
say, go watch more documentaries, kids.
Honestly, yeah. For me, I don't feel comfortable commenting on them
so
because like
the nominees are American Factory, The Cave, The Edge of Democracy, For Sama, and Honeyland. I have seen none of these. I have no American Factory is supposedly on Netflix and very, very good. So watch more documentaries. Be better than us.
And I believe it's the same for documentary short subject.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I'm just going to
Haven't
list these
seen
nominees.
any.
Haven't seen any of these. So in the absence, Learning to Skateboard in the War Zone if you're a girl, Life Overtakes Me, St. Louis Superman, Walk, Run, Cha-Cha. Exactly. Be better than us. Watch more docs.
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
All right.
So
Moving on.
achievement in film editing, which you got to kind of speed up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
here, Dan. Which we're just gonna just name nominees for short subject categories after this. So quickly running through these: Ford and Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite.
Ooh.
From what I've heard, the editing of Ford v Ferrari is immaculate, so I think that's
is.
gonna get the win.
Have you not seen it?
I've not.
Oh, you gotta.
I would give it
really
to, if
good.
it was me, I would give it to Parasite though. If I
Really?
was an Academy voter for editing. So Dan, what will win, should win, and we'll move on.
Okay. Will win. Ooh. Joker. I think Joker's gonna win. Not that I want it to. Not that I wanted to, but should win. Ford v Ferrari for sure.
Okay. So next category, international feature film, Corpus Christi, Honeyland, Les Mis, Pain and Glory, Parasite. This is Parasite.
Parasite.
Parasite's
Like
here.
the thing is, even if those other 4 movies that I haven't seen were good, even maybe better than Parasite, or I liked it more, this is just gonna be the gimme.
Yeah.
For like,
which it's
if-
gonna win
if
this,
the-
so
if
it doesn't
the
win Best
Academy
Picture.
snubs Parasite in every other category, it won't snub it here.
Exactly.
They're just going to give it to Parasite.
So Dan, makeup and hairstyling, Bombshell, Joker, Judy, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and 1917.
Ooh.
This is Bombshell or Joker's year. I'm gonna say should win. Just what I've seen, I would give it to Bombshell. Actually, no, never mind. 1917.
I liked 1917
1917.
quite a bit. I think
So-
this is also Joker's. This is Joker's category.
Yeah.
But I would be completely fine with Bombshell in 1917. And right now I'm looking at this list. I really want to see Judy.
Oh, we have so many
I
nominees.
really want to see Judy. Okay.
So score: Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Star Wars vs. Skywalker, Will and Should, Little Women.
Really?
I think Little Women. Well, here's the
I
thing:
think.
should definitely, probably will is probably 1917.
Yeah, I'm gonna say should Marriage Story. Very intimate. Very intimate. It's like a full string setup. I loved it. It was great. Really worked with the movie. But will win 1917. I'm not against that at all either.
Okay.
It's a very powerful soundtrack.
Original song: I Can Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story 4. I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough. Into the Unknown, Frozen 2. Stand Up from Harriet.
Ooh.
It's hard to doubt Frozen 2, but I think this is I'm Gonna Love Me Again's here.
For
Based on
Rocket
showing
Man.
it, for the showing at the Globes, I think it's
Really?
Rocket Man. Plus, it's Bernie Taupin and Elton John, so the Academies might be thinking about them.
I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. I think will, but should probably Stand Up from Harriet. That's just a great track. That is also just fits very well into the movie.
So,
yeah.
Best Picture. Let's just go straight into that. is
Ooh, Best
Ford-
Picture, the big one, guys. Listen up.
Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
Wow.
Will is Once Upon a Time. Like I said, I think it's
Really?
Tarantino's year.
Whoa.
What should is Marriage Story, Little Women, or Parasite.
Marriage Story, Little Women, Parasite. Interesting.
So what about you, Dan?
I am not going to say what will win because this is too big of a category for me to weigh in. But I'm just gonna out of
should win?
instinct, I'm gonna pick my number one movie of the year, 1917. I just want it to win. It blew my socks off, and then it knocked my socks off, and now I can't find my socks, but I don't mind. Moving on.
Achievement in production design: The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Really quick snub: Little Women. Moving on.
Man.
What should win
Should've been on
is
there. Over Irishman.
what,
Easily over Irishman.
What should win? I don't know if I can't say will on this because it's really crazy. What should win is 1917, Once Upon a Time, or Parasite.
Ooh, you're picking 3?
Yeah.
I
Here's the
think-
thing. What should win? I'm going to say Parasite. But 1917 is incredibly close.
I think Once Upon a Time will win for
Yeah.
set design.
Yeah.
But I would want Jojo Rabbit to win.
Interesting.
Honestly, I really like the production design on that, you know?
Okay.
Achievement in sound editing: Ford v Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. 1917 for both sound editing and mixing.
Agreed.
Yeah. So mixing nominees: Ad Astra, Ford v Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time.
1917.
Okay. Best visual effects.
Ooh.
It's going to be Lion King or Avengers Endgame.
I feel like the whole Disney Marvel something or other, the
Yeah.
remakes.
No,
that's
based on
they're
the
one
precedent Jungle
category
Book
in
set,
light.
I think Lion King has a definite chance.
Ooh,
Based on the Jungle Book precedent, Lion King has a chance.
dang. I mean, it's hard. I feel like each of these movies have just released little shorts and snippets about how they did what they did visually.
Yeah.
So each of them kind of has given people a chance to understand why this one like is a good idea and why it's kind of revolutionary. But yeah, it's gonna be Endgame or Lion King. I can't. Yeah.
Okay, so adapted screenplay with The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, The Two Popes.
Little Women.
Little Women
for
should
me,
win.
I want it to because I really like this rework of the story.
That script is also amazing. You can find it
is.
online.
It
It is
is.
an amazing script.
Will
I'm
win.
gonna say something wild because I'm just looking at this list now and I'm being wild. I think JoJo's gonna get it.
Adapted screenplay.
I'm being wild. I think JoJo might get it.
I think
Something in my
Irishman.
brain like fired when I looked at that. I think
Irishman's gonna get it. I think this is like adapted screenplay is gonna go to Irishman.
I want JoJo or Little Women, but you're probably right. You're probably the logical one, and Irishman's gonna win. But original screenplay: Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite.
The final category.
This is Tarantino's year again. It's
original
him or
screenplay?
Baumbach. Tarantino's gonna win all 3 huge categories. I'm calling it.
Wow.
I may be literally insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, please start recording your
Yeah.
radios. If you can still do
Yeah.
that, get it on an 8-track. I don't
No,
know how you do
go
it.
to the
but
phone,
he
like
is-
voice memos, put it up to the radio.
He is calling it the
Here's the
big
thing.
3.
I
To
might
Tarantino.
be insane.
here's the thing: what should win is Marriage Story.
Agreed. Yeah, I was gonna
But
say I think
I
Marriage
think Once
Story is
Upon a
my
Time in
favorite
Hollywood has
original
it.
here.
I think Tarantino is going to sweep.
Maybe Parasite.
I would love a Parasite.
I would
22.
be cool with Parasite.
You haven't seen Parasite, have you?
I know.
Oh,
but
dude, it's so
I've read
good.
some of it.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I mean, I think Marriage Story is gonna win it. That's what I
hope
want.
you're right.
And I
would
think it
love
should.
for
I think it
Baumbach to
will.
win.
Oh, dude, if Greta and Baumbach got wins, like in the screenplay categories, I'd be because for those who don't know, they're a married couple.
Yep.
So for them to get both screenplay nominations would be really cool.
That would be very fitting. I would
Okay.
be very happy.
Well, guys, check us out next week for the Andes and watch the Oscars on February 9th.
Yep.
So, guys, thank you for joining us for the new season of Film and.
We are very excited.
Yes.
We have a lot of fun ideas coming up.
It's
gonna be awesome.
Speaking of the Andes, which
Speaking
we'll have
of
the
the
nominees,
Andes.
but we'll have official awards ceremony for the Andes as well.
But, guys, thank you for listening. Check us out all the weeks on your.
Yes.
And
every week,
if you wanna
Fridays at
see-
7.
If you want to see more about the movies me and Dan think about, check out Letterboxd for me at Cranberry18, CRAND Berry 18. Thank you guys. Catch you next week.